Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everybody. For today's session by Ishka regarding infertility and Ayurveda, and Dr. Jovi George will be taking the session. Uh, I'd like to give a brief about Dr. Jovi George. She did her degree from BMS from Brahmpur University in Kerala, and her Panchkarma and gynecology training from Kerala. Dr. Jovi did her yoga from S. Vasya and Jigli, Bangalore. She has worked in various national and internationally famous Ayurvedic centers in Kerala, Coimbatore, Bangalore, and Odisha. Sorry about that. Continuing with about Dr. Jovi, Dr. Jovi has conducted many health camps and webinars across many health centers and also in IT companies, in various schools, and with the housewives. She has done lifestyle and diet webinars. Also, she has authored many books regarding health and also taken the health camps across India. Though Dr. Jovi has done a lot of healthcare stuff, and she is very good with infertility also and gynecology. Her training is from Kerala University in Kerala, and at Ishka, she is the senior consultant for gynecology and for healthcare. So, not taking much of time, over to Dr. Jovi. Welcome, Dr. Jovi, and please take the floor. Thank you.
Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. So today's topic is on infertility, and I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yeah, a bit better now. You need to. The mic needs to be closer.
Okay. So infertility is becoming very common nowadays, and it's a very sad thing also that many couples are under the the grasp of this infertility. So what is infertility? It is defined as not being able to get pregnant despite having frequent unprotected sex for at least a year for most couples. So without any contraceptives, even after trying for 1 year, if the lady has not got the pregnancy, it is then termed as infertility. And subfertility is there may be a delay in conceiving, but it does happen naturally without any medical intervention. In Ayurveda, we call it the Vandhatva, and Ayurveda sees it as the inability to become pregnant, inability to maintain the pregnancy, that is after uh, even after getting the pregnancy, it may not stay, miscarriages happen. So um, that is inability to maintain the pregnancy. Then also inability to give live birth, that is stillborns. We see these cases happen very regularly nowadays. So Ayurveda treats all these cases, and all these cases are termed under the infertility case. So the types of infertility that we see, one is primary. Primary meaning when a couple tries for the first time and there is no news of or good news about pregnancy. That is primary. And secondary is the couple have children, maybe 1, 2, or they have children, and when they are looking for more, they are unable to get a pregnancy. That is secondary infertility. So let us have a look at the factors affecting the female fertility. Usually nowadays, we see that marriages happen very late, and planning for a family, extending the family also happens late. So because of career, because of job, and many because they are not mentally prepared. They get, it is a scare for them whether they will be a responsible parent. So that also, that fear in them also leads them to infertility. And usually the fertility in a woman, the age is the 20s, but marriages happen late 20s, and then again the extending the family is postponed. So what happens is the fertility of the ovum that reduces. A lot of health issues occur. uh, AMH level also lowers. And after a certain time, when they plan or when they uh, want to extend the family, what happens is if they try once and it doesn't happen, then it becomes a psychological problem for them. They start questioning, they start doubting themselves. So when it becomes a psychological problem, that itself hampers the regulation, normal regulation of the hormones. Then part of occupation, if the lady is in a very high mental stress, high temperatures, working in high temperatures, if there are chemical radiations, high microwave emissions, these all things also lead to an infertility. Then medications such as antidepressants, antibiotics, painkillers, there are many hormones also that lead to infertility in future. And nowadays trend is, smoking, drinking alcohol, and all these things are seen in young girls nowadays. These also, um, they play a very vital role in the hormones. They change the hormones drastically, even the fast food. So all these things, and if any girl is trying, what to say, are into drugs, that also affect their hormones, which lead to infertility. Then in the male fertility, the factors are mainly the advancing age, same as in ladies, tobacco, alcohol. Tobacco, here, tobacco, what happens is the zinc, which is important for the uh, testosterone and the functioning of the normal functioning of sperm and the production of sperm is reduced. Zinc will be changed or replaced with cadmium of the tobacco. Same with alcohol also. The testosterone levels, you can see drastic changes. It causes erectile dysfunction. Then drugs also, same thing. Diet here is another big, vast topic, because if you are having regularly food outside, and usually whoever are working outside, they are single, so they don't cook or nobody is there to cook for them. They eat outside. So what happens is the food that they eat is, a lot of chemicals are mixed in them, lot of taste makers are there, lot of additives are there, color is there. So those things directly affect the hormones of the man. Even the chicken also, because it is hormone introduced, to get them, what to say, to mature fast. Same thing happens, those that hormone when introduced into the man's body, there is lot of hormone play. Then about seedless and hybrid fruits and vegetables, these also cause a lot of hormonal change, because they use a lot of hormones so that the seeds don't appear in the fruits. So this, when we take in, what happens is that same hormone is running all over our system. That also plays an important role in the hormone. So what happens is that chemical will stop producing the necessary hormones which are required for us, which is for the fertility. Then another aspect is the sleep. When you don't get the proper sleep and the body doesn't get the proper sleep, what happens is there's a lot of issues with the brain, lot of issues with the, and hormones are always, you know what to say, signals are given from the brain. So if proper sleep is not got, that also plays very bad effect on the hormones. Then there are males, or usually people keep mobiles in the pocket. the radiation directly affects the genital organs. This is another factor which cause for infertility. Then occupation, as I said, same as in ladies, working in high temperatures, long time standing, electromagnetic radiation, these all also directly affect the infertility. Then wearing tight dresses. If boys or men have the habit of wearing very tight undergarments or very tight pants, that also heats up the scrotal region, which is the main organ to produce the sperms. So what happens is sperm production doesn't happen. So that also plays an important role. Then exposing genitals to the heat. It could be, hot water bath. It could be sauna. So like those things also, people don't know, and they go for such treatments. That also affects their fertility. Then if they have infections like candida or STD or fungal infection, that also what happens is it kills the sperms, or it doesn't, it makes the sperm sluggish, and reduces its fertility. So the factors which are responsible for conception in Ayurveda, it is said that Rutu Kshetra Ambuja Bijana Samagra Yad Kuru Yatha. That means Rutu means ovulation, Kshetra is the female reproductive system, Ambu is the nourishing substance, or we can say the hormones of both man and the woman, and Bija or the ovum and the sperm. So all these four factors are responsible for fertilization, or for a fertility to occur, for conception to occur. So what happens is, if any of these factors are hindered or any obstruction in them, then that also leads to infertility. So we'll just have a look as to the factors inability to becoming pregnant. That is in the female the reasons. These are all gynecological issues. That is failure to ovulate, problems in the menstrual cycle, structural problems of the reproductive system, infections like you have PID or leukorrhea, STD. So many infections are there. Then failure of an egg to mature properly, endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, ovarian failure, fibroids, autoimmune disorders. There are many more. These are all gynecological problems that can hinder in fertility, and many couples come with these problems. They don't know. Some of them may not know that they have these underlying problems. Only when they try to become pregnant or conceive and it doesn't happen, then when they go for all these tests, and it is known that they have one of these problems. So the treatments that we offer, depending on the case as to what the main problem is, accordingly there are Curie treatments, there are steam bath, Abhyangam, there are Nasyam. So detox is another main important treatment in the Panchakarma. And there is this Uttaravasti, which is specific for gynecological problems and infertility. It's a very special infertility treatment. Then the inability to maintain the pregnancy. So in this, it could be implantation failure, thyroid issues, tubal pregnancy, eclampsia, chromosomal issues, gestational diabetes, torch infections. It could be anything. But the reason for these things happening is, if the lady doesn't take care of herself, her food, her diet, her mental stability, positivity, rest, sleep, everything counts. Even if she is traveling very frequently, that also hinders in maintaining the pregnancy. So that is why usually, the couples are in a nuclear family. They don't have any female support, who are elderly, and they don't know what is happening in their body, whether it is normal or abnormal. So much of mood changes and swings. So these things when the lady doesn't understand to take care, then the complications can occur. So in such cases also we do treatments. We do treatments to cleanse the uterus, to strengthen the uterus, regularize the hormones, remove the depression. Yes, depression will be there in the couples who have had a miscarriage. So for those treatments, depending on what their body condition is, we give Shirodhara or Abhyanga, detox, and as I said, Uttaravasti. These all things are given to these patients. Then inability to give live birth. That means stillborn. So problems maybe with the placenta, could be birth defects, infection, problems with the umbilical cord, high blood pressure disorders, medical complications in the mother. So in this also the same reason stands what was there for the pregnancy. If the mother doesn't take proper care or she is not cared for, then these things can occur. So for this also, we give treatments so that the woman and the man both become healthy, they become mentally stable, calm, so that the fertility of the ovum and the sperm is improved, the uterus lining and uterus strength is improved. For that also, Shirodhara, Kiri, detox treatments, Uttaravasti, all these treatments are done. Now looking at the male reasons, it could be diabetes, obesity, infections, mumps in the childhood, varicocele, erectile dysfunction, retrograde ejaculation, hormonal problems, low sperm count, low mortality, azoospermia. All these conditions will be there. And for these all, we have treatments which improves their sperm quality. So for the male side, we give treatments of Udvartanam, Shirodhara, Avagaha, detox, and many other treatments depending on their body condition. Also, for those couples who go for infertility treatments, many infertility treatments they do, many times they do, and many failures also they get. So for them, I would suggest that if you improve your sperm and ovum quality, if you improve your health and your mental stability, these treatments give more results and give us speedier results. Sometimes even just with this small medicines and change in their lifestyle, lot of couples have got pregnant. So for all those who are trying for to be what to say, to get pregnant, please do try out Ayurvedic treatments before you go to all these treatments, infertility treatments. Then Vajikarana in Ayurveda is not just about increasing the sexual power. It is mainly to increase the quality of the sperm and ovum, because we have a responsibility to give a healthy baby to the society. We do not want to give a very sick baby who cannot take care of himself even when he grows. So it is always for a good cause. This Vajikarana is done. All the treatments of Vajikarana are done. So the preconception treatment, the preconception, that is before first time that you think of planning for a baby or post marriage, always you can consult your doctor, see your body conditions, take a detox, and then go further for your pregnancy. So what happens is, doing this preconception treatment, that helps your body to be strong to endure any pressures even after pregnancy, even after delivery. So that's it for today. Anybody who knows that they are having a lot of fertility problem, anybody in the family or in the neighborhood or friend circle, those who have infertility issues, you can consult with us at Ishka Healthcare, HSR Layout, Bangalore, or you can contact in this cell number. Thank you. Thank you for your patient listening. You can ask any questions, or you can unmute yourself to ask questions. Hello. Dr. Aditya?
Yes. Ma'am, could you unmute yourself? You're not
Thank
audible.
you all for coming today.
Yeah.
And hope it was very informative for everybody. We look forward to having you again with a lot more health topics. And if you have any questions or if you want to do online consulting, you can do it at ISHKA HSR, or you can call on this number to Dr. Joey. She can do online consultation as well. I'll just give you, or you can check us out on our webpage at ishkaayurveda.com. You can go to our webpage. A lot of information is there also, and you need to book any appointments. The number to call is 9663 685231. I repeat, 966 3685231 for any online consultation, or you want to book an appointment for ISHKA at ISHKA HSR sector branch. So thank you, everybody. And thank you, Dr. Joey, for a very nice session. We look forward to having you again with other different topics. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.